And we're recording. Today is the, what is it, May 2nd, 2019. This is the Kubernetes SIG Network meeting.
Casey, I think your gain is turned down or something.
Not intentionally. Well, while I figure that out, is somebody going to do a bug triage today?
Yes, this is Minhan. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all those octocats.
All right, let's get started. First one, 2 days ago. IPVS mode, unable to update Q proxy to 1.15. And it looks
Actually,
like...
before we start, can people put their names
yeah,
in Zoom if they're willing to take at least one issue?
In the chat?
In the chat, yeah. That way, if nobody's taking a specific issue, we'll just assign somebody from that list.
Awesome.
And no pressure.
Yeah.
No pressure, but we're not asking for too much.
just look at it and see if it's. Actually, I'm not in the Zoom.
Awesome. Cool. We've got a whole bunch of people signing up already.
Cool.
And Andrew says you can assign IPVS ones to me. So.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Let me assign it to you. All right. Okay, so next one. IP tables restore failed applying rules if pod run in ARM64.
Ooh. Cool.
Probably not actually ARM64 related.
Yes, probably not.
I can look at this, Dan Winship.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Dan. Next one, set the service node port to 6443. It causes the cluster to not work properly. I thought we limit the node port to 30K plus.
First of all, is 6443 special? Could we use it for something else that might, like, it shouldn't be in conflict? There should be nothing that's really in conflict here.
Top of the head.
What's the port number? 644.
6443. I mean, it's conspicuously 443.
Yeah, something with HTTPS.
API.
I think KubeADM sets 6443.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Okay. All right. So who's that? Can I assign it to you so to respond?
Yeah, that was me, and just like him.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Cool. Next one, the same namespace the pod that kubectl can get, Fabric cannot get. What does it mean by
there's
Fabric?
not a lot of information there.
Oh, he provided some more information. What's Fabric?
Is Fabric like an AKS thing? I thought Fabric was like a service meshy sort of thing that they were using.
Yeah, that Azure has.
That's called Service Fabric.
Yeah.
Not Fabric.
Yeah, that's something different.
This is something different.
Close.
Well, it looks like a problem with Fabric, whatever that is.
All right, volunteer to follow up on this. Just see if we can get a little bit more info.
You could put me down.
Okay, cool.
It's easy. Theoretical.
Famous last words.
Yeah, exactly. John, it's just my first. Starts with my first name.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. All right. Staple pod connect service flow. Seems familiar. Any movement?
No.
Right. No. Yeah. I asked for some more information and got no response.
Okay.
Close.
Okay. Let's
We'll close it. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I got time for this. 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Unidirectional UDP traffic to no port service is not handled properly.
We saw this one last time. Somebody.
Yeah, I took it. I tried to recreate it and failed to do so on the first attempt. And I also asked for some more information.
Okay, let's wait.
Sorry, scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's give it one more cycle.
Okay.
Falling back to vmalloc.
This, I think I know this one. Did I respond to this one?
Yes,
Yeah.
you responded. Yeah, I see. So it's a configuration problem?
It's the problem is for very large. So we scale kubeproxy's contract requests by the number of cores in the machine, which seems roughly appropriate. For very large machines, it's going to be a very large kernel allocation, which if the kernel can't allocate it in the fast path, it will fall back on the vmalloc path, and we'll complain about it along the way. And the question here is, can we do better than that? I'm open to anybody who's got feedback on how and what to do better. Otherwise,
do we gather metrics on the contract entries?
I don't think we do.
Because that's a Linux. That's like not a. We'd have to be exposing like with Node.
Yeah, I mean,
order or something.
Or we could expose it through kubeproxy. Like you could just periodically look at the number of contracts.
Well, wait, do we need to, or does something else already do that?
I don't think anything is already exposing that.
Node export.
It might be. All right, this one's assigned to me, right? So I'll follow up and see if it's being monitored anywhere. And if not, it seems like a relatively easy one to add. And at least we have some data.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a heuristic no matter what.
Right. Is that Casey? Somebody was loud. What I don't know is what happens if you dynamically change those numbers while there are active entries. Does it wipe the entries? Does it copy them over? Like, how bad would it be if I adjusted that number, say, once an hour or once a minute?
That's a good question.
Right. So I'll follow up on this one. This is a good one. Actually, yeah, let's leave it on triage for now. That's
Okay.
fine.
Error adding network. Ring pod startup. So I think I saw it's Calico CNI.
You can send it my way.
Okay. All right. Kubeproxy conflicts no name and host names.
I think I responded to this one. Can you scroll? Close.
Okay.
As far as I know, we have a mechanism. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it works.
Wow. IP tables say cause kernel panic periodically.
Cool.
Didn't we talk about this one last time?
Maybe.
Or a similar one?
What happened? Oh, kernel trace.
It's pretty recent. So.
Go ahead and assign this one to me. I'll update it with the other one if it's vmalloc, and if not, I'll see if I can get some kernel fuel.
Okay, next one. Load balancer type service must use noteboard. Looks like a feature request. Right now, if you get a load balancer type service, you get a noteboard, right, by default.
Yep.
That's just the API.
I think the answer is you can't disable it. This is the design. You want instead of doing it here, assign it to me. I'll close. I'll respond and close.
Okay. All right. Next one. Services with external IPs should honor external traffic policy. It doesn't right now. I think external traffic policy applies to load balancer type service and no ports, not the external IPs. Looks like a valid feature.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that seems legitimate.
Okay.
Can you?
So then
it's triage.
It's triaged. It becomes a feature. Okay.
Feature or bug, actually. I'm not sure which one it is.
But like cluster IP doesn't support.
Cluster IP doesn't, but external IPs feels like, given that it says external, it probably should support the external policy.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I'm like, nobody needs to sign up for doing the work right now. This is just
triage. So I think we already triage it.
Acknowledge it, it's legit, and move on.
Okay. External IP should not allow duplications.
Ooh. Didn't you fix that? I thought you fixed that like last year.
Not allow duplication. No, I fixed some other thing.
I think it's IPv6, right? That you fixed.
Oh, that's
like
right.
Mixing IPv6, V6 and V4. Probably just an validation, So
okay, seems like a legit bug.
Okay, so it's triaged.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Real quick on that note, the thing that was fixed, does that actually prevent, or is it just for logging errors? Because I had a similar bug open, and from what I found, it seemed like for external IPs, it just logged that there was a problem, but it didn't prevent you from kind of mixing that in, and then IP tables rules got screwed up.
Mixing what in? The V6 addresses?
Yeah.
I think now, shouldn't IP tables in the kube proxy filter out the V6 addresses and log them?
I think so.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it does log them, but I don't think it like removes it from the slice.
Oh, well, if you can show a repro of that, we'll get Zihong to fix it again.
Okay, I'll find that bug.
Yeah, thank you. It should be relatively easy to make a repro with just by faking it.
Okay, next one, per service readiness probe. Sounds like a feature request. I see. So this guy wants a...
That's definitely a feature request.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this is currently not supported. So move on.
Feature, yeah.
A GKE bind address already in use around container network. Already in address, already in use. Port already in use, right?
All right, this is GKE, so send it my way and I'll reroute it.
Tilter managed.
I don't think it has anything to do with Tiller. I think it's, I don't know what it is, but there's also some confusion, and they say they're using Flannel, but they say they're using GKE. So.
Okay.
Well, somebody else said they had network policy. I think they're saying they didn't enable network policy.
Yeah. This is a feature request.
Yes.
So move on. Dropping all capabilities breaks CNI plugin in v.1.11.
I think I looked at this one a while ago, so maybe you can just assign it to me. I guess my gain's still not right.
There's Casey. We hear you.
Yeah, you can send that my way. I think I looked at this a while back.
All right, cool. Thank you.
I would just like to point out that we are now back to September and burning down the backlog. So
yep,
that's great. Keep going.
Failed to start kubeproxy with metrics find address flags. I think we saw it.
we get a volunteer to try to repro this?
I thought I fixed this. Oh, this last year we fixed it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, aside from me, I will.
Yeah, just
Thank you.
link it. Okay, next one. Qproxy IPVS Auto Detect Network Interface MTU. It's already assigned. Sounds like a feature request.
Does sound like a feature request, doesn't it?
Okay.
And, yeah. Can you also remove the lifecycle routing on that one? Sorry.
Okay.
Unless they get closed right away.
Okay. All right, next one. I want to know how much risk external traffic policy equals to local for unbalanced traffic. Okay.
This is a documentation. You can send this one to me. It's fine. I love these ones. Anytime I get to hit the reply and close button at the same time.
Possible race condition in creating network connections in ingress controller namespace. Instead, and what does it mean? What's orphaned?
This looks like another one I'm looking at.
Yeah, this is U.S. District Court.
Or at least those words.
Yeah, no, this is just like a. Yeah, this is like a questionnaire, but I don't see a date.
Yeah, I could see how this might happen. It's,
No, I don't have a date. I think they have to get this.
okay, assign this one to me. I can actually see a path where this could maybe happen. And since I wrote that open local port code, I'll have to take a look.
Cube DNS issue with Node.js.
So the comments here, it looks like they're seeing it when the pods are, some of the pods are in crash loop state. That's the last one.
Uh-huh.
I can just follow up and see if that's what it was.
Okay.
Thank you.
PRA.
Should be in there somewhere. There you go.
Okay, GK no prevention leaves pod unreachable. Wow.
I know this bug and it is fixed in GKE. You can close this.
Okay.
This was a bug with preemptible VMs.
Unable to use local node port with IPVS. Connecting to a service.
This is filed from within the SIG, so I think it's a legitimate bug. I think you can just mark this as triage. Unless we think Laurent doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay. There's no movement, just ping. Oops. Okay, all right, let's. So IP tables, round robin. What does it mean by node type?
It means node port.
This is because the, oh no.
Send this one to me. I like it. I have a suspicion it might have been one of the host port ordering bugs that were fixed in the last release. But I'll have to get some context.
But the host port has to be the same, right? Oh yeah, the node port is pretty low.
Right. Yeah. So somebody somewhere has configured their node ports to be in collidable space.
Okay.
A range of ports.
Well, this is a feature
request.
Definitely feature request.
Okay. Oh, it's communicating via WebSocket and API.
This was August. Can you scroll down and see where we are with it? Same issue as of February. Same issue.
Python client.
Is it a WebSocket to our API server, or?
I think it's a WebSocket between their two pods, but I'm not sure. They say they need to communicate with each other.
So never seems to return. Sounds like possibly service IP pointing to nowhere because the old pod exited, sort of thing. Maybe you assign this to me. I can ask them some questions.
That's great. Thank you. That's a good theory.
All right. Thank you. Too many established connections.
I don't think this is SIG Network. Yeah, I would take network off and put node on, and clear the rotten one time. Thank you.
Right. External traffic policy local.
This is service topology. Let's just you assign this one to John and let John close it with a reference to the service topology design.
Sure.
Is that fair?
Which didn't make it, obviously.
No. We need to revisit that one.
Yeah.
Okay, accordion has failed to start up within this container creating.
Oh, well. Usually this happens because the networking's not working. Let's see.
Yeah.
No problems since December.
Well, we get a lot of these on the CoreDNS issue, and we have a whole write-up on how to do it. Just give it to me. I'll refer them to that, and then we'll walk away.
Thank you.
Yeah, you could also give it to me because it's a Caligo thing, it looks like.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, next one.
We just got a few minutes left. Just a time check.
Allows setting host name.
It's true. I think I responded to this. Can you scroll down? Maybe not. No, I guess not. It seems like a legitimate feature request. I'm not sure we want to do it, but I'm not sure we don't. So.
Okay, so. All right. Fatal errors throws when enable the cleanup flags for kubeproxy.
Cool. We've fixed all this, right, Valerie?
Yes, we fixed that. Actually, not backported yet.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm meaning to file a backport.
I'm not even sure we need to backport to 111. Just knowing that it's fixed in head is probably sufficient for this.
Okay.
So fixed in head.
Actually, fixed in 114 for sure. Was it in 113? I don't think it made 113.
We haven't backported to 113, just 114.
Cool.
So close it?
Yep.
All right, last one. Contractor will not flush, so pod deleted. Okay, another UDP case.
Yes, all the contract flushing stuff is all UDP.
Yeah, I thought this was fixed a while back.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Give it to me. I version 1 to
All right, cool.
No, we didn't even have to use our assigning.
Yeah, looking at the list of people who volunteered, we got a few people who we have not assigned to anything who, if they really want to help, can certainly jump in.
Why kubeproxy add external LB address to node local IP tables rule? What does it mean by? Oh, I see. This is the case where it doesn't allow the IPs to the load balancer to get out of the node. It's I think it's a feature request.
So we short circuit. I didn't realize we did that. We short circuit the.
I would have to go back and look at the exact config because on some clouds it is a local address, and so we filter for local addresses, and on some clouds it's not. In this case, it sounds like it's more of a proxy than a forwarder.
Okay, we are on time.
All right, there we go, 2:30.
All right, cool.
Thank you, everyone who signed up for bugs. There's plenty more, clearly. Anybody who feels like a go-getter can dig into some of these and try to do some triage. And I will note also, too, we're all the way back to July now, which is fantastic. Can you do me one favor? Do you have the main query up? Can you just see how many issues we currently have open?
131.
That's down from 253 3 cycles ago. So congratulations.
All right, cool. Next item.
Yes. So next up, we've got a discussion of the IPv6 dual stack cap.
Hello, I put this here with Cal. Hello, SIG Network. So really, not specifically about the cap in detail, but one of the implementation phases requires some type changes to CRI, which we went over and had a chat to the folks at SIG Node to kick off that discussion. And they promptly said without this cap being in the right state, they won't consider those changes. So really, we just wanted to bring that to the awareness of the SIG and understand if there's anything we can do, because the cap is under review, but if there's anything we can do to at least start the discussion with SIG Node for the CRI changes specifically to support multiple IP addresses.
So I fed back on your cap yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. It was really the only questions I had were about the phasing of the dual stack kubeproxy part. Everything else seems good to go. I'm ready to move it into implementable if we can figure out what we're doing with that kubeproxy stuff.
Right, so yes, and thank you very much. I spent time with Cal, and basically the way we addressed your concerns was explicitly calling out each of the steps in each of the phases, and the kubeproxy stuff was explicitly put in phase 2. So awesome. I could throw that, I could show you what the phases are now, or I could just ping you afterwards, but I think we've addressed all your concerns. So if you want to take another pass, we could merge that, and then I could put a PR in for implementable, and I guess that would unblock the conversation with SIG Node.
Yeah, in fact, can you get, I probably won't have a chance to take a look at it until at the very earliest a few hours from now, more likely tomorrow. Can you get Cal to just move it to implementable in the same PR?
Yes, I will get that change. But basically just go and review the phases and make sure you're happy with both phases, and then I guess that was it. We addressed a couple of other dangling questions as well.
Awesome.
We believe that we've met it. Anything else? Otherwise, thank you, Tim. Anything, Cal? Anything else? Okay, thank you. Thanks, SIG Network.
Thanks. Christopher, I think you were next on the list.
Hey, yeah, so the PR I linked in there is actually queued in the merge bot. So that'll swap the storage out for ingress to the networking v1 beta 1 by default. I have a PR queued after this one merges to change all the examples and places where we reference extensions where we should reference the new networking APIs.
Okay.
So I'll push that out later on as well.
That was basically just gated on the 1.14 release, right? So now we have a rollback target? There was a reason we didn't do it before, right? The reason we didn't do it before is because we couldn't have rolled back and had the storage be read safely. But now that we say 1.14 understands ingress in both API groups, we can do a rollback if we have to.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. I was following the KEP timeline. So,
yep. So, Jordan wrote that, right? So Jordan knows what.
Yeah. Cool. And does the KEP look okay as far as everything still, as we mentioned in there?
I think
driving
so.
Still with this release?
The only part of the KEP that was up for debate was the what's exactly in terms of deltas, feature deltas. And Bowie's been working on that. I saw there were some comments this morning and I haven't read them yet.
Okay. The one specific one I wanted to ensure was also announcing on the mailing list that extensions is officially deprecated in 1.15 as well.
Yes.
Just to like mark it for the deprecation cycle. That's still a go as well?
I think so. We were the last person in, so we can turn the lights out on the way out.
Okay, sounds great. That's all I have then.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. And lastly, we had Minhan on the endpoint slice proposal.
So, so I presented this to the SIG last meeting. Like wanted to know if there's any additional feedback, and then if that's ready to put into the CAP, and also any other like feature requests that wanted to piggyback into it. Any like things that has the proposal has not considered. Like for instance, the one that just came up, the IPv6 dual stack, it looks like it's going to change the endpoints object as well to support multiple IPs, if I'm reading it correctly.
Yep.
So that probably needs to have a parity in the endpoint slice API. So yeah, so just wanted to know if anyone has any comments and like concerns before I put into a CAP, because I feel like the doc is easier to communicate on rather than a pull request.
I'm looking forward to the KEP. I think there's a few folks from SIG Arch who will want to take a look at it. I know Brian wants to take a look, so KEP is probably the right vehicle.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll convert it to a CAP.
All right. That's all we got on the agenda, Doc.
Okay. More triage.
Anybody have anything else they wanted to talk about this week?
I had a quick question, because I know we talked about it a while back, but the status of the user space proxy.
Yeah.
I think we were in agreement that we wanted to like deprecate that.
So there's still one major user of it, and they are here. They are now, Dan and Dan, I think, are now owners of the user space proxy. As long as they're using it and it's not causing drag, I don't mind leaving it. If you guys want to fork it and move it out into a separate repo, that would also be okay. I sort of leave it in your hands.
I mean, we're mostly using it as part of the unidling proxy. And in theory, forking it out might let us clean things up. But at the same time, if we manage to move everybody over to OVN Kubernetes, then it doesn't use kube proxy at all. It has its own proxy implementation. So then we wouldn't care at all. So maybe just leave it around, and if people report bugs, we'll fix them, and we can revisit this in a year and see if it's time to kill it off then.
I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I think that makes sense. Mostly curious because I was coming across a couple issues raised against it and wasn't sure how much time to invest in those sorts of issues.
I wouldn't invest a ton of time in it, although if people are actually using it, I'm surprised.
So the nice property it has that the IP tables one doesn't is that because it actually opens the connection to the pod before returning the connection to the caller, it guarantees that you get a live connection, whereas the IP tables proxy can redirect you to a dead pod that just hasn't failed its liveness check yet. And
Yep.
Apparently this is an issue for some people.
Interesting.
We tried to come up with some way to implement that behavior in the IP tables proxy, but
Yeah, I don't know how you would do that. Okay. Has anybody else taken a look at the Ingress GA KEP? BOE proposes, I think, 7 changes in the API of things we would want to do before calling it GA. I think most of them are good. There's some debate about how they should exactly look and what the implementation should be. If anybody cares about Ingress and the GA feature set, please go take a look at that KEP and offer your feedback.
All right. Anything else, or should we do some more triage?
Or give everybody 20 minutes back.
Or that?
How about 10 minutes of each?
Sounds good.
Back to you, Minhan.
Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
All right. Next one, IPVS and hostport. Hostport is implemented in IP tables.
Yeah.
Yes, CNI hostport. I see. This is another sequencing problem.
Oh, that could be. You can assign this one to me. It's probably a dupe with the sequencing stuff.
Okay.
Because this was quite a while ago. And if I get 10 minutes back, I can actually go work on these.
Get them all done.
All right. DNS is broken, and you move on to 18.04. Again, hostport rules.
Oh, I think this is we were waiting to see if they responded after the last meeting, and we were going to close it if they hadn't.
Well, they haven't.
Or maybe not.
March, close.
Okay. All right. Next one. Add pod IP and target support to AWS. Sounds like a.
That's actually SIG AWS, right?
Yeah.
Do we still have SIGs for the individual clouds? Or are those dead yet?
It should be. They should fold in around July.
Okay.
So you can also tag cloud provider there if you want.
Okay. All right. Next one. Only local breaks. Internal reachability.
Looks like Tim reproduced it and had an explanation of why it was working as intended.
I did?
Or at least the post claims that in that block there. It says, Tim Hawken has this to say.
In June of last year.
Yeah. Did I say, let's see if I said something dumb.
You say it's easy to fix there, Tim.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
All right, assign it to me then.
All right. Next one, keep cuddle causes downtime.
I know this one. I think I know this one. Hold on.
So-
Yes, it's on GCP. Yes, you can. This one's already assigned to me. You can just mark it as triaged. I know this issue, and I have an idea of how to fix it, but not done. This is not us.
API machinery, right? Right?
Yep.
All right. Kubeproxy, no IPVS. I see. So does IPVS kubeproxy supports IPv6?
Hey, Lucky, can I assign this to you or one of yours? Did you drop off already?
No, I'm still here.
All right.
Thinking. Cal, what do you think?
Can you just you don't need to fix it. Just try to figure out if it's a real thing.
Sure. Send it to me.
What's your handle, Cal?
KH. Yeah, KE.
Down the second from the bottom. Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. N-dots break DNS resolve.
No, N-dots makes DNS resolve.
I think now I have to drop off to get not to get any more. This is the time.
Oh, come on. This is June. Can you scroll down? It's almost a year ago.
Well, they can do DNS config.
I can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Just comment and close. It's
If you wait long enough, they just close.
That's
DNS name does not resolve.
This one's already marked as rotten, so nobody's responded to it in a very long time. Why don't you just go ahead and close it?
Same issue. Change to Kubernetes and resolved.
Okay, close. No. Yeah, it's fine.
Reconciliation strategy of port IP allocation collision is flawed.
From one Nick Sardo, I need that guy. Hold on, scroll back up. Sorry, I want to see the issue.
Oh,
good bug. I think you can just mark this as triage.
okay. All right. Kubeproxy can load XZ compressed. Is it a kernel problem?
Could not insert module. I don't know. Invalid module format. ko.xz compressed kernel object.
Oh, so this is probably because the container has like a newer version of the tools than the base OS does, and so the newer version can deal with the compression and the or it's the other way around, whatever.
I see.
A kernel wants it compressed and the tool doesn't know?
No, the kernel wants it uncompressed, and the tool doesn't know how to uncompress it, but the tool on the node does.
So it's triaged. Do you want it to just add a comment?
Dan, you seem to have more comments than anybody else.
Sounds like update their images or something.
If we need to build a new image, we can do that too. I just need some guidance on it.
It was somebody else's image, wasn't it? It wasn't one of ours. Oh, it's a kube proxy image.
Yeah, it's a kube proxy image. Yeah. Okay. Last one.
Host name subdomain feature compatible with deployments. No. Subdomain. Not specifying hosting. What do they want to happen?
Yeah, that's the stateful set will do that.
Okay, it's a feature request. I'm not sure we want to do it, but it's a feature request. That would cause a big blow. Well, it's not everybody's using subdomain.
Over aggressive route controller.
Filed by one Cal Hemidak.
Yeah, that's old. That's really old.
It's over a year old.
Yeah, I think cloud provider SIG is tracking this one though. It's more of like an API call issue rather than networking issue.
Cool. Take off SIG Network.
Is there like a QPS limit? Like, just curious.
Is there ever not?
Yeah. Okay. All right, last one. Just after this.
Last guy. External name doesn't generate environment variables for service discovery. Oh. Yeah, because what would it create you an environment variable for? Yeah. Scroll down and see if there's anybody plus oneing it. Plus one as of October. All right, it's a feature request. You can just mark it triage. We'll let Fadabot clean it up.
There's a discussion in the Kubernetes stuff about like apparently kubedns, if you put an IP address into the external name, it just worked, it just happened to work. I don't understand how, but
I don't either. SkyDNS was overly clever sometimes.
Yeah, but it doesn't work now.
Okay.
So it's,
all right.
But it's not specs, so.
All right. Cool. We're now back into February.
Nice.
We've cleared the last year of backlog. We've opened the last year of backlog. Let's see if we can clear it. Everybody gets 8 minutes back?
Sounds good.
Thanks, everyone. 2 weeks from today, I guess we're going to meet, but that'll be the last one before KubeCon. So hopefully we'll have an outline at the very least of what we can be talking about at KubeCon. I'll try to share something before that. Valerie, we need to circle back on that. I apologize. I totally lost track of it.
Yeah, I have some rough slides, but they definitely need refining still. I've just been busy last couple of days.
Okay, so we'll shoot for 2 weeks from today. Just have something that we can show off.
Sure.
All right, maybe we'll do a hangout or something in the meantime.
Okay, let me know.
All right, thanks.
See y'all.
All right. See you.